high tension, high tension, high tension, high tension. Ibinyaka oshokoge. High tension. Ibinyaka oshokoge. You see, my fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world, as our leader is facing a lot of challenges in the den of the Fulani Caliphate in Nigeria. We will continue to push for his unconditional release. We will continue to push and expose the impunity of the Nigerian government to the world. We will continue to create awareness. We will continue to use all diplomatic measures, known and unknown to men, to make sure we see our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, freed. Irrespective of whatever propaganda anybody is bringing to the table, irrespective of whatever lies, hatred, jealous, envy, anybody is bringing to the table. One thing I will not do is to speak against the movement. To speak against the movement, that IPOB movement, the movement Nnamdi Kanu have sacrificed almost everything to bring to the state it is today. May God not use me to discuss anything internally in IPOB. May God not use me. The focus now is on how to make sure that our leader is released, to make sure that our leader receives medical attention that he needs, to make sure that nothing happens to him. And this we will do collectively, as family, or individually. We will do this task collectively or individually, in our own capacity and in our own way. For those who are saying Simon Ekpa is playing game, for those who are saying Simon Ekpa is playing smart, for those who are saying Simon Ekpa is playing game and they must do this and do that to stop him from playing the game, I do not know whether I have deviated or changed from what I have been doing since the day I joined the struggle for Biafra. It will not change. Rather, what will happen is that I will disappoint you. I will disappoint you, some of you who are waiting to see Simon Ekpa deviate. I'm going to disappoint you. You are going to see a different type of Simon Ekpa, and it is not by my doing, but by the power confirmed in me by God, by the power of the God that brought me to this struggle. You are going to see a different Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa you don't know. So, I am not interested in whatever anybody say. I'm not interested in what you think about me. I'm not interested in whatever motive you think I'm not interested in who you are. I'm not interested in what you do. What I'm interested in is to give my service, God-given talent, to the best interests of Biafra people. Above all, I will always be loyal to the man who is piloting the movement of the restoration of Biafra. I call myself the disciple of Nnamdi Kanu on Biafra restoration. Nobody gave me that name. Nnamdi Kanu did not give me that name or address me as such. I address myself as a disciple of Nnamdi Kanu on Biafra restoration. Both in the prison, I will address myself as a disciple of Nnamdi Kanu on Biafra restoration. Both in DSS detention, I will address myself as his disciple. Both as he go and face the terrorist government of Nigeria in their court, I will address myself as his disciple for the restoration of Biafra. I don't hide my face. Egwu anọrọ atụ afọ oburu ụzọ. Egwu anọrọ atụ afọ oburu ụzọ. This job I am doing, I will do it till Biafra come. Till Biafra come. So there is nothing you can do to provoke me to speak against a movement being led by Nnamdi Kanu. There is nothing you can do to provoke me. So I will go straight to the topic of the day. The topic of the day is we are discussing the legalities, the legal technicalities, the issues and matters arising from the extraordinary rendition of our leader, a state crime committed by the Nigeria and Kenyan government. And on this note, like I said, I will not discuss anything about all the circumstances leading to the abduction of our leader. I will be speaking based on what is obtainable in the public domain. I will be speaking and making my analysis based on whatever the counsel to our leader made public. I will not discuss anything outside something that has been made public by the legal team. And even as such, even those things that have been made public by the legal team, there are very sensitive ones that I will not go into discussing because I know the implication of that. I know the implication of exposing and analyzing some of the revelation coming from the representative, the attorneys, and when I elaborate it, it may not look good. So I will not go into that. But I will go into those issues that I see very vital that you and me need to know. Those who are distressed, we are going to be discussing those issues that you need to know. But those that you do not need to know and may affect you emotionally, I will not be discussing it. And that's how we are going to be handling this media war. We are going to be handling it. We are going to be presenting the things that should favor us, even though, well, you know, this is not supposed to be said, but the time now is a time where we should be, projecting those things that favors us in this case. So on this note, everything you're going to hear from me is something that have been said by the attorneys, something that has been said by the legal counsel, and because I do not want to say something that will, I do not want to analyze something that will affect the case, because they're listening to us and they watch us. So left for me, Adax Breaker, thank you for the super chat. We thank you for supporting the page. Left for me, there are something that shouldn't be, spoken about. Most of the things that happen shouldn't be made public. We know that people are eager to know the circumstances surrounding his abduction and all that. But most of these things should be, we should keep it to ourselves. We should keep it to ourselves, because they're not going to make no change. We're not going to make any change. Constantine Onyema, thank you for the super chat, for supporting the page. We thank you. Most of those things are not going to make any change, but of course, it will also help in, clearing the air, especially the public. For those public who don't know, who are eagerly waiting to know what is going on. But as the thing is already going on and a lot of things are coming public, I am going to be choosing the ones I will be explaining to you. So today, I am going to choose the defense that Aloy Ejimako made a very objective contribution as to whether our leader should face trial in Nigeria or not. So we are going to discuss that part. And then also, I'm going to give you a story of how the same man who, whose people are parading themselves as the government of Buhari, did the same thing in 1984. Everybody have talked about it. People have said all the people that were involved in the kidnap of Umaru Diko were all jailed. Some of them got 7 years imprisonment. Thank you, Mr. John, for that super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for supporting the page. Vincent SS Kalina, thank you for your super chat. All of you are supporting this page, which means the page is going, as you can see. I urge everyone, if you are watching from any other place, you can leave that place you are watching from and go to Enter Biafra and watch. Our Enter Biafra channel 1 is very good to watch. You can, as you are making your comment, you can make the video. Let me show you how it works, because it's very, very important. The Enter Biafra channel 1 was designed in a way that you can do many things as you are watching. You can do many things at the same time. So let me show you. This is Enter Biafra. This is Enter Biafra. As you can see, this is Enter Biafra. This is Enter Biafra. For those who are making super chat on YouTube, it is also showing there. So what you do, as you are watching this, if I click on it now, the picture will come fully, and you can minimize this. You see, this is Enter Biafra channel 1. And when you want to, if you want to do something else, you see the video. The video is up there. You can move it. You can move the video. Look, this is Enter Biafra. Look at the way the video is moving. You can move the video. You can be watching it. You can do other things you want to do with your phone. You see, You minimize the phone, the video is still there. Look at the video. The video is still there. You can move it anywhere you want and do something else you want to do at the same time you are watching the video. It is very unusual, you know, these days for you to see this kind of system. So, you know, we design it in a way that you can be watching this broadcast and you can be sending message to friends if you want to send message. So even if you send message, you are still watching it. But in YouTube, in Facebook, for example, you can't do that. In Facebook, we are watching this live broadcast. Immediately you want to send message to your friend or anybody, the thing will disappear. So this is a very good one. You can send message, and when you go back, you click on it, you go back. And then if you want to comment, if you want to be commenting on Enter Biafra, you have to either sign in with your Facebook, or you create your own account, and then you can make your comment. You can make your comment here. You can make your comment either from the YouTube, or you can make your comment from the Enter Biafra directly. So I urge everyone to, you know, to register and go and watch from Enter Biafra, because we need to be. Somebody asked, is it app? It is not app. It is a web browser that is just like app. So if you click on it, it's going to give you the same version like app. So now we are going to go there, and we are starting by bringing this video. I want to bring the video of one of our leaders.
I was going to succeed on Tuesday. I did.
One of our leaders' council, Aloy, where he made a very powerful point. Now let us go there.
So, how long it take for them to allow you and your other lawyers?
Well, I've been trying to see him since Friday. I thought I was going to succeed on Tuesday. I didn't. So eventually I succeeded yesterday. So when I raised a bit of mild objection, the officer told me that it was a matter of inconvenience for them.
No contact with family?
Not yet. I made requests for that yesterday.
Let us talk about the trial where we begin again on the 26th of July.
Yes.
How prepared Nnamdi for that trial?
Well, we are, but there's not going to be any trial. There's going to be trial within trial. What happened to Nnamdi Kanu is, by legal definition, worldwide legal definition, what is called extraordinary rendition. It's a state crime. It's a crime by the state. If a private individual abducts or violently and illegally seizes another individual, it's called kidnapping, and is a very, in some jurisdictions, is a capital offense. When state does it, it's called extraordinary rendition. That's what happened. So if you rendered or you renditioned a fugitive or a suspect, you have lost jurisdiction to try that suspect, because
that's it there. Remember, what we're talking about here is international law, and like he said, the issue here is about jurisdiction to try Nnamdi Kanu, irrespective of what is being charged of. You know, that's of course the argument that to be heard, the violation of international law, and then whether you violated this international law in rendering the person or bringing the person down to your country to face criminal charges, and you have committed this same criminal offense, whether the Nigeria state has lost the jurisdiction to try Nnamdi Kanu in court or not. This is a very valid legal question. Now, Chooks Akole, thank you for that super chat. We appreciate you for supporting the page. So that's a very valid question, whether or not the Nigeria state have lost its jurisdiction to try Nnamdi Kanu for having abducted him. Now, what you don't know, let us check what is extraordinary rendition. What is extraordinary rendition? Of course, there is no way that extraordinary rendition is just as simple as it is. Kidnapping by a state and repatriating the person or extraditing the person without the extraditing due process back to the country. That is just in simple terms. But let us see what some of the Wikipedia or some of the definition of extraordinary rendition say. One moment. So as you can see, although Wikipedia is not a source, a good source for information and all that, but we know that we can trust this particular one because we already know what the meaning of extraordinary rendition is. So we have to go with this. Now, extraordinary rendition, also called irregular rendition or forced rendition, is the government-sponsored abduction and extrajudicial transfer of a person from one country to another with purpose of circumventing the former country's law on interrogation, detention, extradition, and or torture. Now, there are different violation that has been committed by the Nigeria state on this particular issue of our leader Nnamdi Kanu, and we are going to be discussing it. Thank you very much, Philip Ene. It's obvious that the Northerners are protecting their own while the East are busy killing our own. May Almighty protect Nnamdi Kanu. May God be with you. Amen. Thank you very much for that prayer. Now, the crime we'll be looking at here, we'll be looking at government abduction, kidnap. We'll be looking at kidnap. Kidnap is a crime that carries capital offense, capital punishment. Kidnap is a crime, and Nigeria state has committed the crime of kidnap. Number one. Number two, extrajudicial transfer. Extrajudicial transfer is the second crime committed by the Nigeria state. Extrajudicial transfer is the second crime committed by the Nigeria state. Number three, the Nigeria state with intent or have actually succeeded in circumventing the country's law, like the law of the Kenya on extradition and the law of the United Kingdom on extradition. They circumvented that law. And that is the third, in fact, that is the third crime is circumventing the law of Kenya on extradition. That is the third offense. The fourth offense is circumventing the British law, United Kingdom law on extradition. Whether it was in the British soil or not in the British soil, the United Kingdom is still the leader of the Commonwealth. Kenya, Nigeria, and the United Kingdom are all members of the Commonwealth. And then also, we may begin to look at the breach of some of the Commonwealth Convention, some of the Commonwealth laws. So that, of course, we can go deeper into that to know the particular law of Commonwealth that the Nigerian government has breached with impunity. Now, number 5 crime committed by the Nigeria state is torture. I don't know whether you are following. I think I should be writing it so that you understand what I'm talking about. Crime. Crimes of the Nigeria state. One, abduction. Abduction or kidnapping. Number two, extrajudicial transfer. Extrajudicial transfer is a crime, and all these crimes are crimes against state. Crimes against state. And of course, crimes against Nnamdi Kanu as well. So, extrajudicial transfer. 3, the crime committed, the third crime committed by the Nigeria state is the circumventing the Kenya extradition law. Circumventing Kenya extradition law. Number 4, crime, circumventing British extradition law. Number 5, torture. Illegal detention. Number 5, illegal detention and torture. So we will be, thank you, Alenora Okoro, for the super chat. We appreciate you. The world power created Interpol and criminal laws because of presidents like Buhari, whose rat shit on human rights abuse and international law violation are longer than the roll of tissue paper. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. BB King, thank you for that super chat. Mazi Simon Ekpa, you are embodiment of wisdom. Thank you for fighting for our freedom. More grace to your elbow. So remain blessed. Thank you very much, and bless you too. All right. And now we move forward. So, as I was saying, from the definition we obtained from Wikipedia, like I said, Wikipedia may not be the best place to define, extraordinary rendition, but at least we can accept the definition we see there because it is something that everybody knows. So it is not a misleading definition. So, but now there are crimes, different violations that has occurred. There are other violations of international law and other states, and then violation of Nnamdi Kanu's right, which may come in, depending when the argument will start and all that. So now we are looking at the crime of the Nigeria state. Nigeria state has committed a crime of abduction. Of course, when it is state, it becomes the extraordinary rendition. They have committed the crime of kidnapping. Number one. Number two, they have committed the crime of extrajudicial transfer. Extrajudicial transfer of person. And number three, they have circumvented Kenya extradition law. It is going to be separate. All these things should be separate. If any case is coming, of course, the good prosecutors know what to do. They are going to separate it completely. It's different. They're not going to put them together. They're going to have count 1, count 2, count 3, count 4. Now, number 4, you have the Nigeria state circumventing the British extradition law. Number 5, illegal detention and torture of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I think I have to edit that to reflect. One moment. So it should be illegal detention and torture of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, etc. So we are looking at the illegal detention and torture of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and so on. Now we are talking about the Commonwealth laws. There are Commonwealth laws on extradition and all that. As Nigeria is a member of Commonwealth and all that. So the things, the questions that should come in. Now, the argument of this lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, is that when a country commits this crime, they automatically have lost jurisdiction to try such case. They have lost jurisdiction. So they don't have jurisdiction to try a case that they also have committed the same crime or a very serious crime in trying to get the person to book. Now, I want to tell you something. I want to tell all of you something. First of all, I am going to bring the story of Umaru Diko. I will read it very brief. Thank you very much, Samson Uche, for that super chat. We appreciate you. I don't know which currency is this, but thank you very much. I have seen all manner of currencies on this program. Thank you very much all for your support. We appreciate that. We appreciate you. Now, what does this? Because sometimes it is good to put some of you in the public, so you know what is going on. Now, what you are looking at now is the Umaru Diko's case. The Umaru Diko's case, as you can see, I don't know whether some of you can see the right. I think I have to a little bit zoom it. Let me see if I can zoom it. There we go. The Diko affair and Anglo-Nigerian relation. Of course, this is not the whole somebody say, I forgot they brought him to court without his lawyer. Well, yeah, of course, that is somehow some miscarriage, which is it is very bad, considering the magnitude of the case. So yes, that is also a very vital and strong issue of concern, that a person like as a high-profile case as such, they presented him in a kangaroo court without a legal representative, without attorney. So it's, of course, is a very big gross misconduct, on their side. And even the judge, in fact, the point is that even the judge ought to have demanded their, no matter what the DSS want to do, the judge ought to have demanded or asked him whether he want to have his legal representative and all that. But it is the responsibility of the judge to ought to have demanded the DSS that they can't go proceed with the hearing before unless there is a legal representative, But of course, sometimes this kind of miscarriage do happen. So, but this is quite a very high-profile case that, this is a sign to show you that he's not going to get a fair judgment at the end of the day. Now, but let me read the story of Umaru Diko. The same administration that you see today in the name of President Muhammad Buhari, the same man who kidnapped and facilitated the kidnap of Umaru Diko in the United Kingdom, after how many years? What you should understand is that leopard doesn't change its color. Leopard doesn't change its color. The only thing that have changed, I don't know whether it have changed though, but the only thing that have changed is that the military is here to take over Nigeria, because that's exactly everything that happened in 1980 and 1980s and from 1983 or 1982 to 1984 is happening now. There is hunger in the land, there is insecurity in the land, incessant killing, and what have you. And that actually led to overthrow of Buhari in the 80s, after he came in and everything crashed. Today, he is doing this exact same thing, but the only thing now, different now, is that the military is yet to take over Nigeria. The military is powerless. They can't do it. The military is already taken over by Boko Haram, so they don't want to, strike, like that, because there are people who are inside the military who knows that Boko Haram are part of them. So I want to read this to you. Umaru Diko. Every Nigerian since independence has had to deal with the UK government over the extradition of key politicians, whether in Agbada or in khaki uniform. Taking refuge in the United Kingdom, the Diko affairs was the first time when the government of both countries expelled each other diplomat. How did it happen? Now, how did it happen? They expelled each other because United Kingdom were outraged that Buhari could sent people to United Kingdom to kidnap Umaru Diko, bundled him, and Nigeria Airways were already waiting. Nigeria Airways were already at the airport, you know, waiting to bundle Umaru Diko and another one Israeli to Nigeria. And when we say Nigeria breed criminals, the criminality of Nigeria is across the border. When you see that Nigerians are committing all manner of fraud, it is the Nigeria state that aid them. Nigeria state. It is when we say Nigeria state, they are responsible for the crimes of Nigerians all over the world, because Nigeria breed criminal. You can never succeed in Nigeria without being a criminal. So the government itself, they are sponsoring and aiding criminality. And let me tell you, it was not only those who kidnapped Umaru Diko that were involved, including the Nigeria High Commission, the Nigeria Embassy to the United Kingdom. They all committed the crime of kidnapping Umaru Diko. Now, I want to read it to you. So, how did it happen? Report in the British media and the printed in the Nigeria press indicate that Alhaji Umaru Diko was abducted on the 5th July 1984 in the garden of his London home by armed men who bundled him into a van after a desperate and violent struggle between Alhaji Umaru and his abductors. The kidnappers, in a yellow van with its rear glass window painted gray, had made themselves conspicuous as early as 4th July. They were apparently on a surveillance mission. The British police alerted to the abduction by Alhaji Umaru's private secretary, Miss Elizabeth Hayes, who had witnessed the struggle, mounted a big rescue attempt, which included a close watch on all sea and airport. Criminal activity of Buhari government made it possible for the British government and authorities to mount surveillance in all seas, airports, and all borders to make sure that Umaru Diko, who I believe was not a British citizen, I believe Umaru Diko was not a British citizen as at that time. That I cannot confirm, but I believe. They mounted surveillance because Umaru Diko was probably seeking international protection in the United Kingdom. Custom officials already alerted by the police to the abduction became suspicious of two wooden crates. They have already put in Umaru Diko in wooden crate, reportedly being loaded into a Nigeria Airways cargo. The cargo aircraft at Stansted Airport and declared as diplomatic baggage. They bundled Umaru Diko, and Umaru Diko become a diplomatic baggage. And Umaru Diko probably is not an Easterner, but the Northerners, the Hausas probably must have forgotten. Emanating from one of the crates was a powerful medical smell. Powerful medical smell, which assailed the sensitive nostril of a customs official. More significant were two Mercedes-Benz car with Nigeria High Commission diplomatic plate parked at Stansted Airport. So you see, the Nigeria Embassy were part of the crime. That is how they do. If you are not a criminal, you cannot be appointed to work at the Nigeria Embassy anywhere. You must be ready to kill. You must be ready to commit crime. You must be corrupt. You must do everything bad that the government asks you to do. You see the Mercedes-Benz parked at the airport, supervising and making sure that the body of Umaru Diko and that of Israeli is shipped to Nigeria. And then when they succeed in shipping it to Nigeria, they will make an announcement. We have captured Umaru Diko through our intelligence and collaboration with other security agencies. That's how they put it. That's how they put it. Suspicions arose. Custom officials stopped the loading of the cargo while they made desperate telephone calls to the Home Office and Prime Minister's office for direction. Thereupon, the departure of the cargo aircraft, which had been scheduled to leave Stansted in the morning of 5th July, but had its departure rescheduled for the evening, was delayed on the order of Scotland Yard. A British anti-terrorist squad rushed to Stansted Airport and found that the two wooden cars, the two wooden crates, each measuring 1/4 feet and 5 feet, addressed to the Ministry of External Affairs, Lagos, and declared as diplomatic baggage, had no diplomatic marking on them, as required by Article 27 of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations and Immunities of 1961. Now, what I want you to pay attention here is that they deployed anti-terrorism or anti-terrorists. They deployed anti-terrorism squad. They deployed anti-terrorism squad. So what does that tell you? It tells you that as far back as 1984, the government of Muhammadu Buhari was recognized as a terrorist government because they sent people, they orchestrated it, they sponsored it, and they carried out the kidnapping. And it was the Department of Terrorism Squad 7-4 of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations and Immunities of 1961. You see, the crates were inspected by anti-terrorism squad as required by Article 36(2) of the Vienna Convention, in the presence of Mr. Okon Edet, an attaché at the Nigeria High Commission. You see it, Okon Edet, attaché of the Nigeria High Commission. And one thing you should know, is that this, it doesn't matter the tribe you come from. It doesn't matter the tribe you come from. Somebody say Diko was not a British citizen. Thank you very much. But let us even that's why I said he may not be a British citizen, but you can imagine the level of force and the level of intelligence that the British government put in place as far back as 1984 to make sure that Umaru Diko did not go to Nigeria, as far back as 1984. So I want you people to understand the level of the impunity of extraordinary rendition, the level of the crime of extraordinary rendition, because people do not understand it. So why I'm making this and explaining these things is that I want you to see the picture. I want you to see what the British government did to protect the right of Umaru Diko, and he was not a citizen of the United Kingdom, rather seeking a refuge. There is a difference between a resident of the United Kingdom and that you are a citizen of the United Kingdom. In fact, I want to tell you today that you don't even need to be a resident of the United Kingdom. There are those who can be seeking asylum, seeking international protection, and if you have a valid case, if this kind of thing happen, your country can never, they can never deport you back to your country if you have proved your case that there is every reason to believe that if you go back to your country, you're going to face extrajudicial, maybe killing, or you're going to have death penalty, or you are going to be subjected to all manner of degrading and inhuman treatment. Somebody say this information is no longer valid, that we should have let them know. You see, this is the problem of the people of Nigerians. We shouted about Buhari. Some of us made it very clear. During 2015, we shouted, we told you that a leopard can never change its color. All of you say you want Buhari. We say this man is going to kill everybody, and this man is coming for Fulanization and Islamization of Nigeria. You say you don't care. It is not possible. We told you, this man is a nomadic man. He didn't even go to school. He don't know how to lead a country. He don't have a certificate. You say, even if he bring NEPA bill, you are going to accept him. And now somebody have suddenly forgotten that we mentioned all these things that is happening today. And somebody is saying it is not valid because you did not make it known to us before. That ordinarily, am I the one who's supposed to make this thing known to you? No. And you people are even proud, saying you did not make it known. Ordinarily. Is anybody supposed to be telling you about the history of your own country? The same way we are telling you now that the Fulani are coming, the jihad is coming, the Boko Haram is coming to the southern Nigeria. You don't want to listen to us until when they come.